Hello everyone and welcome back to Abundant Automation. So we are finally standing amidst our finished rail yard, and isn't it a beauty to behold? I truly think it is. It's quite a nice utility thing to have. All of our, utility trains. We have our player transport trains and also the train storage, which is definitely going to come in handy at some point or another, rather soon I imagine. So the question is, what next? So I think there's definitely some resource acquisition on the menu. Copper and iron are running low. Well, copper is not really that much of a deal, but iron most certainly is. Looking at this trickle that's going on here. I think I want to do something else first. I think we should have by now accrued a good amount of solar panels and the likes. So what I'm going to do is release a couple more construction bots into the system and then expand the solar farm. And I think it's also time that we rid ourselves of the power generation methods of days long past and come to grips with a purely solar based energy generation. That would certainly be best for everyone. So let's go ahead and load up the solar fields. We'll just go around the side here. I also think for what I'm about to do, I want to... Oh, no, not really. Alright, so we'll need a bit of room here, most definitely. Can we fit another... No, definitely not. Well, we can't fit one down there. So let's go ahead and clear a bit of this. And then... that's this. We're going to use a couple of our own devices here, but the nice thing about the layout we have now is that the base itself is linked up with the solar panel network. So if we at any point have to or want to expand this, we just can. We don't have to worry too much about bringing the necessary materials or what have you. We could just go and do it. Now let me just grab a 4x4 blueprint of these here. I'm fairly certain we won't be able to place down all of this, and most certainly, there's gonna be holes in there. Let's hunt for the holes. Is this the only hole? Quite interesting. Alright, so once more. I probably can't see much of anything right now. Aside from all of the red crosses. Alright, so down here, any rocks that spring into the field of view doesn't really look like it, so let's just put down another set of these, 1 and 2. That should do us. And I'm just gonna try to get my robots to actually come back to me. Well, let me try to stand somewhere that isn't offering so much work. Yeah, so I think you can, by some measure or another, change the blueprint timeout so that we could just leave these up and at some point they will get done and they won't time out, leaving us with this kind of checkerboard half done pattern. But yeah, this is supposed to be covered down here. So let's just put down one of these here, and let's just, for the sake of symmetry, continue this down here. I don't know if we're actually going to do something with this, but there you go. No, that's really... yeah, let's do it this way. Alright, so that's solar. I don't even think we'd need to... we'd have needed to expand the solar thing to tear down steam. I think we're more than good the way we are. Let me also set up a wood as a auto trash candidate once again. Alright, now one thing I also want to work on is this, because, I don't know, this banana curve here, this just... yeah, it looks so ugly. But what can we do? I mean, we really can't turn any quicker than this, can we? I think we've been over this, but... yeah, the quickest turn that lands back on the grid is going to be the one up to the top rail there. But that's only a problem because we try... let me try that sentence again. It's only a problem because we do this 180-degree turn from the output of oil unloading. So if we were to, I don't know, make a shortcut from oil unloading for trains that want to go back to the east, we would essentially get rid of this rail here. And then we could just have trains coming in from the east. They could do a little... they can make this turn. They could turn from this height to that one. That would be a feasible turn. Alright, and then what we could also do if we dismantle all of this up here, that would open us up to the possibility of just tying this in very neatly over here, coming straight, well, maybe not, but we could come very neatly straight across and down. Yeah, I think we're going to do that, because these diagonal thingies here where they don't really need to be, and this thing there, it's just been bothering me for the longest time. Right, so let's just wait for a couple more bots to take care of my inventory. There we go. Now let's wreck a couple things, shall we? So up here, really not much to say. All of them are, well, not defunct, but they're not doing anything. So let's take all of you. Alright, to sneeze there. Alright, so yeah, that's you. We also don't need any power anymore. And let's just destroy all of you and all of you. Even gonna help a little. I don't know if I'm helping or not with all the running around here. Right, we're trashing this once again, and now we have a problem. So let me run away as fast as I can from all of my robots. Yeah, there you go, you just take that. Right, my construction bots, get back inside me. Right, this also needs to go, so does this. Might have been a bit quicker if I just walked down to the storage and put in all the coal manually, but we'll manage. Alright, so that's probably enough. Let's run away again. And now obviously the last thing that needs to be done is remove all of the steam engines, and then there will be no trace whatsoever of steam power in this base. Now that's both a good cause for happiness and joy. Now I somewhat wanted to try this a little more in depth, but yeah, it wasn't to be. Maybe in another setup. Now we seem to have a problem here, which I can't quite grasp. I mean, we have power down here. Now let's just tear down these ancient things here. Right, we can't go up to here, but we can damn well go up to there, and then there. Alright, that's pretty nice, and we can also just remove coal power. I don't think we're gonna drain it any time. We also didn't register coal 1. Oh well. Alright, now now we have all of this free room over here. That's really nice. Let's try and do something with it. So I think for the time being I'll just dismantle this. We're gonna have a couple of no pathing trains for a few minutes, but who's really keeping score? Alright, and we're also just gonna rebuild all of this from as far down as we need to. No, you need to stay there. Well, no, actually I don't want to be influenced by the placement of that signal. Alright, so what do we need to do here? The plan would be to just go straight out from here. Then all of this diagonal shenaniganry will be gone. Yeah, train is no path. This is certainly one of the oil trains wanting to go to this station from the east. Or the oil train, rather. That's no problem, we'll figure it out. Alright, so that's the output to the east. Let's speak about input from the east. Yeah, speak about playing while zoomed out. Alright, so we can just essentially take this, the tightest turn possible to bring us back onto grid. And this now isn't the bottommost, but the topmost of the two. Right, so this is inbound, coming in, going into the waiting zone, and then coming back out this way. And over here we can just do this. Make it a very standard curve, and alright, so that's that. That's the east dealt with. Oil trains from the west also implicitly dealt with. Now the only thing we need is a bypass of some sort. It shouldn't be too hard to do. We can for one just do this. So that's input. Well, input, it's just inbound trains from the east go straight through. And then we need one rail that branches off the bottom one here. I think I want 3 to cross there to make for a little bit of an easier signaling. Yeah, how about that? That looks quite a bit nicer to me. And over here we're just gonna have a very standard 90-degree turn. And that should be that. Now there's a little, well, I don't know if it's a problem yet, but the difference in path length between going through that way and going, for instance, that way is not that great. So it might, I don't know that, but it might end up happening that trains that want to go from, say, over to the west here to one of the ore stations, that they will path through the oil unloading. But I highly doubt that. I think the only time they would ever do that is if there's no train in this thing whatsoever. And if so, what's the problem? I mean, if there's no train here, just go through. You're welcome. Right, so what we'll need next is just a little bit of signaling down here. We'll obviously want path signals on all three sides of this. Then this is just a conventional signal. You do this. Then over here we also need you. And do something like this. Ooh. And up here, and that should be it. Let's take another look. Yeah, it's really a bit of a waste, but to put two signals in this space, but I feel a little bit better about it. Alright, we only have one place where rails cross, so we have three of them there. And for some, oh yeah, of course, I just noticed that this signal just turned red, but that's because all of this stuff down here is just one block. We definitely want to fix that, so let's do so. That one isn't valid, but that one is. We'll just leave these. Let's look for the next valid point down there too. Oh god, I wish point 13 would be out. And it might well be by the time this video releases. This is Thursday, I think. Yeah, I guess it's Thursday. Must be, yeah. And so it might be that the patch releases tomorrow, it might not be. But I'm definitely excited for it. Alright, so that's about all of this. And now all we need to do is tie this in at the other end. And I also think, despite making the decision at some point that we only want to bring in resources from the east, I think the way this is set up right now is just a sign of, well, engineering laziness, really, because this, yeah, it's easy to fix what's wrong here and to make it more generic and more widely applicable. So why shouldn't we? So all we need to do is just come over here and put in a junction somewhere and draw it all the way over to the other side. Question is, where would that other side be? Let's draw a couple of grid lines here. And it would appear this, yeah, those two. So we'll just go over here. block. And connect. Now, can we connect without moving stuff? No, we can't. Now this should still be far enough apart to, even in theory, be vulnerable to deadlocks. So I'm a happy camper there. And now all that we want and or need to do is just put down a couple of signals at more or less even intervals. And bring this all the way across. That's not really what you call a perfect fit, but we're going to make it fit. And we're running a little over the usual episode time here, but I think we can manage. And now we're out of rail. So yeah, so much for managing. So we'll finish this off in the next episode, and we'll finally have a somewhat aesthetically valuable solution to this, at least more valuable than the banana curve. So yeah, until then, and as always, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Scryant, and I shall see you soon.